I'm on the banks of the Vltava River, just outside of Prague. Just cycled through the outskirts, escaped the airport and its usual terrifying infrastructure for cycles. Behind me is Valtruzi Palace, an 18th century Baroque style residence for some kind or other. Apparently it held the world's first trade fair. Just riding past these hops fields used for the brewing of the Czech beer. I'm now in a town called Melnich. It's at the confluence of the Vltava and the Elbe rivers, so you hear the church going on behind me. Apparently there's 10,000 plague victims in there, you can see the skeletons of them. It's a lovely town square, but it's dead on a Monday evening. Well, it's a beautiful morning here on the Elbe, just leaving Melnich, promising to be a lovely day. This is Terezin, which was a fortress built by the Habsburgs. During the Second World War, the Nazis evacuated all the population and turned it into a large ghetto. And it's that I'm going to explore. This rather innocuous looking building behind me was built by the prisoners in the ghetto. It was the railway terminus. This was used to bring people into the ghetto and of course later to transport them onto various of the concentration and extermination camps.
This is the crematorium where the bodies of those that had died in the ghetto were burnt.
Having cycled around Terezin or Theresienstadt, it's hard to believe the whole place was a ghetto at one point. It's a very quiet town today. All the buildings are from the time, so in some ways it feels like a film set if you took all the cars off the streets.
This is the small fortress at Theresienstadt, which the Nazis used as a prison. So I'm going to have a look inside.
So this courtyard, the prisons were down here, and these rooms off the side are various administrative rooms, so they'd be registered. There's a guard room. It's the place where they would, just over here, where they would swap their normal clothes for the blue and white striped prison clothes. Of course, this is the main gate into the prison camp, with the famous slogan which was on all Nazi concentration camps. I'm now in the main part of the men's prison. So behind me here is the packet room. So prisoners could receive packages from home, but of course many of them got robbed by the guards. The guards would pick up and take what they wanted out of them. Well, here I'm in a prison cell. Maybe about 40 to 80 men are in here originally, but it could be as many as 100. They do have a wash basin and a fire with a limited ration of coal.
Many barracks were much bigger, as you can see from this particular one here.
This corridor contains the cells for solitary confinement, and it's one at the very end that I'm quite interested in. It's in this cell here that the fortress's most famous prison was held, actually before the Second World War, before the Nazis took it over. And it was the cell of Gavrilo Princip, the assassin of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He was kept here in the small fortress for 2 years before he eventually died of tuberculosis. This was the women's section of the prison, opened in 1942.
Theresienstadt was a model concentration camp, so better facilities were installed here to give the illusion that prisoners were well treated for Red Cross visits.
Showering wasn't done very often, mostly less at times with the shortages. This room is where the clothes would be deloused. Put the clothes in there, hot steam, kill the ice. Guard barracks. And the one over there, this one was for the officers. This is the gate of death on the way to the execution site. So the prisoners were brought through this door behind me and lined up against the wall here in front of the firing squad. About 200 to 300 prisoners were executed in the small fortress in this way. Of course, most prisoners at this time died from starvation or disease rather than execution. The The small fortress here at Theresienstadt was actually just a pass-through prison. It wasn't a concentration camp in itself. Most of the prisoners that came here were taken and moved on to other concentration camps later. And this plaque on the wall gives the destinations of where prisoners went after their time here. This cemetery behind me contains the remains of 11,000 victims of the prison camp. There were many more, but many were cremated and their ashes were dumped in the river. That impressive structure behind me is Strakov Castle, built in a bend on the river in the 14th century. Incidentally, this whole area is called the Sudetenland. It's a very mountainous area in northern Bohemia. It was a natural frontier, and of course the Nazis invaded in 1938 to rescue the German-speaking people that lived here. And in 1945, all the German-speaking people were forcibly removed.